Asia is a vast and varied region. From the outside, we're sometimes perceived as the same, but we're not. We are individuals, we're different, we're people. But there are similarities in the way we approach the pandemic, and the longer it stretches, the more apparent this becomes. Asian countries, for example, are some of the highest users of face masks in the world, which journals like Science Daily link to modest infection rates. This is still debated, and a fuller set of data will be needed. But wearing masks in Asia is by and large not an issue, partly because the SARS outbreak in 2003 impacted this region more than any other, especially China. Where I live in Hong Kong, we wear masks as a civic duty, so when we have a cold or signs of flu, we wear a mask. Dense housing and crowded public transport put us in close contact with friends and strangers, so wearing a mask is not just the done thing, but the right thing to do. It's a similar picture in other parts of China and in Japan and South Korea, but looking at Asia more broadly, the question of culture is very important. Even if wearing a mask is something new to us, as it still is in other parts of the continent, we're inclined to listen to established leadership in society. Not only government leaders, but in community too, where school teachers, doctors and nurses are professionals who are widely respected and valued. We address our elders as Sir and Madam in countries like India, and if there is a closer connection, we call them Aunt and Uncle. There doesn't need to be a blood relationship. In China, 60 million people went into lockdown largely without question during the outbreak in Wuhan. They chose one person per household to go out every 3 days to purchase groceries. Otherwise, they stayed indoors for 76 days. The Edelman Trust report shows 95% of people in China trust the government in this pandemic. Other Asian countries, including India, scored closely. Of course, China has a unique system of governance and is very different to India, another culture I admire. But what they share is a cultural deference to social hierarchy and our elders, which again may explain why Asia has managed to avoid large community infections in elderly care homes and the aging population. Wear a mask means wear a mask, stay indoors means stay indoors, and maintain social distance where possible are all closely followed. That said, Asia is a region of contradictions. We are high, low and middle income societies, and the gulf of ability to protect oneself even in the same country is a problem like anywhere else where migrant workers, for example, are at much higher risk than others. Culture is a critical part of the equation, and the ability to create a whole of government and whole of society approach that moves forward in parallel. I'm James Chau with the China Current. Hi, I'm James Chau. You're watching the China Current. Follow us on social media at the China Current.